Well, hello again, to all the boys and girls out there in YouTube land watching. Georgia Beer Reviews back at you today with another one. And what I'm looking at is Classic City Lager. This is a beer from Creature Comforts Brewing Company out of Athens, Georgia. I've had several of their beers already, and I thought they were pretty good. So, another local craft brewery here in Georgia. There are so many of them. I'm trying to get through them all. So Classic City Lager. Sorry for the glare, but it's a pretty cool can design. It is a classic looking can design. Um, so I do like the can. It does have a date on the bottom. It has the packaged on and the best by date. And the best by date is May 4th, 2019. So we are well within the freshness date. And it was packaged on January, looks like January 5th. So not a super long window for the drink by, packaged on to the best by date. Just a few months there. So this is 4.2% alcohol by volume, so very low alcohol. It's pretty much a light beer by that standard. It says made from the choicest malted barley and hops, a clean, crisp, easy drinking lager. So there you go. Let's go ahead and get into it, see what we're dealing with. All right, there's the pour, guys. 3.5 to 4 finger, foamy, white head, straw to light golden appearance, pretty filtered, pretty clear beer. I don't see any bubbles going up the glass. Yeah, no bubbles going up the glass, really. A couple. Doesn't look like it's super carbonated. Kind of looks like a just a standard lager. It's almost got a slight haze to it when I hold it up to the light. Just a very slight haze, but a good looking beer. So the aroma, pretty basic. Very clean aroma. Getting some barley malt, almost like a little bit of like a lemon, like an herb, that herbal, grassy, lemony type aroma that you get with some beers, particularly Euro lagers. That's kind of what I'm getting with this. And the more I smell it, the more lemon is coming through, like lemon peel almost. Overall, the aroma is pretty light, though. It smells like it's going to be a refreshing beer. And at 4.2%, the sessionability should be through the roof, assuming that the flavor is good with this one. So, without further ado, let's get to this brew. Cheers, guys. Nice and bready, and that lemon is coming through. The carbonation is actually light to medium with this one. You would never be able to tell from the appearance. There's just no bubbles really going up the glass at all. Yeah, the hops impart a nice earthiness, definite like grassy note. There is a little bit of the lemon that's following through from the nose to the palate. It does have a nice white bread crust note in the middle of the sip, so it's a very bready. It's a traditional lager beer. It's not blowing my socks off. Um, it is a craft beer. I don't know what the price point is. I bought a single in the pick your own 6-pack configuration at Kroger for $9.99. So I don't know what a 6-pack or 12-pack of this particular beer would cost, but anything over really anything over $6.99 for a 6 pack, I think would be too much. You could just get any standard lager, and it's going to be comparable to this. It might not be as good because this one does have some nice earthy notes to it, some Euro lager taste in the taste profile, which your typical macros don't have. Um, but it's pretty standard. 4.2% alcohol is very low as well, so if it's getting up there in price, it's not going to be worth the extra money. But price aside, because I really don't know what the price is, so I just got to grade the beer on quality alone. It is a great beer, 4.2%, so it's really like a light beer. And it does have more flavor than Miller Lite, Bud Light, Coors Light. And the hop character is definitely more defined and enjoyable than what you get with those, with your big three macro light beers. However, it's still pretty standard. There's nothing that's just blowing me away with this beer. It is enjoyable. And I think it is an A. I really do think it is an A beer, especially for the style. I mean, it's a lager beer. It is an A. I wish the alcohol was closer to 5 or even 5.5%, getting up there a little bit more. 4.2% is just, I don't know. It doesn't taste quite like a light beer. It's got more character, like I said, than your typical macro light beers with the hops that they're using and the taste profile that you get from the hops. However, it's really just, it's still too light for me at 4.2%. If this was 5%, I would give it a much higher score because I think for a standard lager beer, you should be right around 5%, 4.7 to 5%. 4.2% is pretty low, but the flavor is great. It's really an excellent beer, but I'm going to go on the lower end. I'm going to give it a 91 out of 100. It's an A minus for me. It does have a lot of great flavor. It doesn't really taste like a light beer, but I think that's kind of what they were going for. A light beer with more flavor. And they did an excellent job with that, and that's why it gets an A. But like I said, I'm not a big light beer guy, and I wish this had a little bit more alcohol. 5% would be ideal for this style, in my opinion. And it's not labeled as a light lager. So if they had a classic city lager light, this would be perfect. It would be a 95 out of 100 for a light beer. But it's not labeled as a light beer, and for that reason, it gets a little bit of a deduction for that. But it's still an excellent beer. It has a lot of great flavor. Like I said, you get the Euro lager flavor, a lot of earthy notes from the hop varieties that they're using, and it's malty and bready and delightful. So 91 out of 100 for the classic city lager from Creature Comforts Brewing Company out of Athens, Georgia. Definitely do recommend checking it out if you can find it in your area. The distribution is pretty local, though. If you live in Georgia, that's probably your best bet at finding this beer. So that'll do it for this beer review, guys. Hope you're all having a great day. If you can find this beer, try it. Let me know what you think. And until next time, everybody, cheers.